Tonight on Coronation Street, humiliation turns violent. A father begins to psychologically unravel. And hidden behind every cruel message is a secret that could destroy lives across the cobbles. Daniel Osborne thought the worst was already behind him. He was wrong. Because what happens in this storyline next is genuinely disturbing. And the most chilling part? The person comforting Daniel may secretly be the one destroying him. Welcome back to Coronation Street Update, your home for the darkest Corrie breakdowns, emotional deep dives, explosive theories, and every shocking twist from the cobbles. And trust us, this storyline is taking a terrifying turn. Because Daniel Osborne is no longer just dealing with heartbreak. He is dealing with psychological warfare. And slowly, it is consuming him. 4 months now, Daniel's world has been collapsing piece by piece. The death of Sinead still lingers over him like a shadow he can never fully escape. His failed relationships with Daisy and Bethany left emotional scars of their own. Then came Megan Walsh, a woman Daniel trusted, defended, and emotionally invested in, only to discover she had manipulated him while hiding a deeply troubling relationship with teenage student Will Driscoll. That betrayal broke something inside him. But then everything changes. Because now the pain is no longer private. It is public. Relentless. An anonymous account called Truth Teller has turned Daniel into a target. Not just online ridicule, but systematic humiliation. The kind designed to isolate someone emotionally until they no longer recognize themselves. And perhaps the most devastating victim in all of this is Birdie. During Monday's episode, Daniel confesses to Ken that Birdie is now being bullied because of the online abuse. Just imagine that for a second. A child suffering because strangers have decided his father deserves punishment. That moment completely shifts the emotional gravity of this storyline. This is no longer just gossip or trolling. This is generational damage. And you can already see the guilt beginning to suffocate Daniel. But while Daniel sits there spiraling emotionally, someone else is quietly watching everything unfold. Jody Ramsey. And that's where this storyline becomes genuinely unsettling. Because unbeknownst to Daniel, Jody is secretly operating the Truth Teller account herself. Think about the psychology of that. He watches his pain in real time. She listens to his fears. She comforts him while secretly orchestrating the abuse, destroying his mental stability. It is manipulative in the most chilling possible way. And honestly, Coronation Street deserves credit for how psychologically dark this storyline is becoming. Because Jody is not behaving like a traditional soap villain. She feels more dangerous than that. Calculated. Emotionally detached. Almost addicted to the power she holds over Daniel's emotional state. And that may not be the whole truth. Because there were several moments in this episode where Jody appeared visibly uncomfortable after hearing about Birdie's bullying. For a split second, guilt broke through. But guilt and accountability are not the same thing. And that's what makes her so unpredictable. The next day, Daniel finally decides enough is enough. He tells Jody he has reported Truth Teller to the police. And suddenly the pressure shifts. Because now Jody is no longer just hiding a secret. She is hiding from exposure. You can almost feel the panic beginning to creep in beneath her calm exterior. But Daniel has no idea how close the danger really is. And then, everything takes a darker turn. Later in the week, Daniel becomes completely consumed by the hateful posts online. Sleepless. Obsessive. Angry. Emotionally exhausted. The trolling starts infecting every corner of his life. And this is where Corrie cleverly explores something painfully modern. The way online humiliation can slowly distort someone's reality. Daniel is no longer reacting rationally. He is reacting emotionally. And emotionally damaged people are incredibly dangerous when pushed too far. Then comes the attack. One of the most shocking moments of the week. As Daniel approaches number 1, 2 lads ambush him. Paint is thrown all over him. Abuse is screamed in his face. And worst of all, they film it. That detail matters. Because this is not just harassment anymore. It is performance humiliation. Public degradation designed for entertainment. Daniel becomes content. A spectacle. A man emotionally breaking apart while strangers laugh behind screens. And in that moment, Daniel finally explodes. He threatens to kill them. It is raw. Ugly. Disturbing. But heartbreakingly human too. Because Daniel is no longer functioning from logic. He is operating from humiliation, rage, grief, exhaustion, and fear. And once that emotional floodgate opens, there is no controlling it. Later, when Daniel sees newcomer Idris laughing at the footage in speed doll, his fury erupts again. The tension in these scenes is absolutely suffocating. You can feel Daniel losing control of himself in real time. And what makes it even more tragic is that deep down Daniel probably knows it too. That's why Ken's intervention lands with such devastating emotional weight. Ken tells Daniel something he desperately needs to hear. Birdie deserves better. Not a father hiding in isolation. Not a man consumed by bitterness and paranoia. Not someone surrendering himself to emotional collapse. And suddenly this storyline becomes about something much deeper than trolling. It becomes about identity. About whether Daniel can still recognize himself beneath all this anger. But then comes another twist. Daniel admits he never actually went away on holiday like everyone believed. Instead, he isolated himself in the flat. With only Jody for company. That revelation is quietly terrifying. Because while Daniel thought he was finding emotional refuge, he may actually have been trapping himself closer to the person destroying him. And honestly, that dynamic feels emotionally toxic in a way Corrie rarely explores this intensely. Then suddenly, silence. Truth teller disappears. The hateful posts vanish. The account goes dark. And for one brief moment, Daniel believes it's over. He gathers Ken, Tracy, Alia, and Jody at the bistro to celebrate. But the atmosphere underneath feels deeply uneasy. Because viewers know something Daniel doesn't. The danger never really left the room. It's sitting right beside him. Smiling. Pretending. Watching. And that final emotional tension is what makes this storyline so effective. Not murder. Not explosions. Not outrageous twists. Psychological proximity. The idea that the person destroying your life may also be the person holding your hand while it happens. That is horrifying. Now the big question is obvious. Will Jody finally confess? Or is she becoming so emotionally invested in controlling Daniel that she physically cannot stop herself anymore? Because if the truth comes out, and it will, the emotional fallout could be catastrophic. Daniel already feels betrayed by the world around him. Imagine what happens when he discovers the one person he trusted most was secretly engineering his humiliation. That kind of revelation could completely destroy him. And honestly, we are starting to wonder whether this storyline is building towards something even darker. Could Daniel's increasingly unstable behavior put him in danger legally? Could Birdie be removed from his care temporarily? Could Jody attempt to manipulate the situation even further before the truth finally surfaces? Or, and this is the truly terrifying possibility, has Jody already gone too far to turn back? One thing is certain. This story is nowhere near finished. And emotionally, Daniel Osborne may be approaching the most dangerous point of his entire Corrie journey. So what do you think? Will Daniel discover Jody's secret before more damage is done? Has Jody developed genuine feelings for him? Or is everything part of the manipulation? Did Daniel go too far threatening those teenagers? And when the truth finally explodes across the cobbles, who will actually survive the emotional fallout? Drop all your theories in the comments below because we genuinely want to hear them. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another dramatic Coronation Street update. Because on this street, secrets never stay buried for long.